All right, Karma Sewing, Episode 8, Fabric Clamps, Take 1, Action. All right, so I haven't had a chance to record anything this past couple of weeks. I've been really busy, and really I'm busy now, but I'm about to use something that I invented a few weeks ago, um, and I think it might help some other people. It's really cheap, really simple, really easy to use. Um, but and hey, other people may have already thought of it, and I may just be reinventing the wheel. But um, I believe I came up with it on my own, so it's my invention. so, um, anywho, um, so when you're sewing large objects, I know a lot of people um, in my Facebook world. So boat covers or awnings or um, you know things like that, and you have large runs of fabric that may run way out across your table, and you're sewing a seam down the middle of two 5 foot wide panels of fabric, and you got all this fabric that you're trying to shove under the the throat of your machine, and really the easiest way to do that is to roll that fabric up so that it can easily go through the throat of your machine, and you're not fighting with it so much. Um, well, the problem is, if you look over here, when you roll that fabric up, it wants to unroll again. Now, one solution to that is to roll it under the other way, and it won't necessarily unroll, um, but it's not always the most convenient way to do it, and it still can unroll as you're moving your fabric around and whatnot. So um, I always wanted to make or figure something out to hold that roll in that position so that no matter how far you roll it up or whatever, wherever you want it, it's going to hold it there. And um, it took me a while, but I finally come up with something here, and these are what I call my fabric clamps. Now, all it is it's just I believe that's 4 inch PVC pipe. Um, this is the black stuff. There's obviously the white out there that's probably more popular to use. But when I went to my hardware store during the pandemic when I was making something else, they didn't have any cut uh, sections of the white PVC pipe, but they did have the black, so that's what I got. So and I made what I made out of them, and I had some cut off pieces. So what I've done, and these I just made quick and dirty, uh, like I said a few weeks ago. Um, didn't want to take a lot of time to dig out the miter saw, so I just used one of my hand saws around here. So that they're not exactly parallel on the cuts, but all I did is I cut off about a 1 inch section. At least that was my goal. Haven't used that handsaw in a while. So, but yeah, cut off a 1 inch section, and then just cut um, one side of it so you can separate it, and then I rounded off all the edges a little bit with rasp and some sandpaper and whatnot, just to get the sharpness off the edges, so I'm not scratching my vinyl. That's what I tend to use it on mostly. My bigger projects tend to be in vinyl, but you know, you can see this just, you open it up and it just springs right back together. So um, essentially a very rudimentary clamp. So I call it a fabric clamp. So all you do, situate you back down here, take and roll your fabric up, and since I'm getting ready to put this through a machine, and then we just open that up, put that around the fabric, and that is not going anywhere. Now we can just put that over there. Do the same thing with this side. Roll this up. Roll it up. Again, separate our clamp and just put it over the fabric, and boom. And those, no matter how much I move that around, that is not going anywhere. Now I can just take it over to my machine, and what I'm going to do is do what I call a butterfly, or I believe it's called a French seam, and back it with some 1-inch material. And I don't want to be fighting with both sides of this, trying to unroll and move around or whatever. So now I can actually put this up under the machine, sew it, put it through, and it'll stay together. So again, quick, easy, dirty, simple. I do plan on making some more of these, even though 2 is usually about all I need. But you never know, and I might try and get some different sizes to accommodate different projects. But I will drag out the the miter saw next time, make the cuts a little easier. So, but yeah, that's it. This is all it is. This is my fabric clamp. You know, you pull it apart. It it does want to stay apart a little bit, but once you got it around that fabric, that it holds it really nice. So, and I may try some in the white PVC. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. This may maybe um, not as resilient as the white PVC. I see white PVC used for a lot of things. So, but yeah, that's my fabric clamp. I hope this helps you out. I hope you can make use of something like this. Um, if not, maybe give you some ideas for some other things that you might be able to use it for. So, good luck in all your sewing adventures. This definitely makes one of mine a lot easier. So, have fun.